Hannah from the Daily Line will be our last question today. Governor, both the Illinois Thoroughbred and Harness Racing Associations are worried that their seasons will be severely truncated, spelling the death now for an already struggling industry in Illinois. Arlington Racecourse hasn't yet committed to doing spectator-free racing, but harness racing has. I understand it has also come to an agreement with the Department of Agriculture and IDPH on conducting races without fans in the stands. When will both of these types of racing be able to commence so the trainers will be able to earn their living?
When it's determined that there are rules that will keep everybody safe. That's the most important thing. I mean, obviously, in our Restore Illinois plan, we didn't list every single industry, including harness racing or horse racing, but we are making sure that each industry has a set of guidelines. And we've encouraged industry leaders. In fact, that's much of what's happening and been happening over the last number of weeks and weeks going forward. What the proper rules should be in each industry. You know, how far apart do people need to be? Can they safely distance on the backstretch, for example? And, you know, when they're lined up in a race, you know, how far apart do they really need to be? Do they need to be in stalls that are, you know, 2 apart, for example? So all because you have jockeys, of course, and not to mention the trainers or the people who are working with jockeys at the start of a race. So all those things need to be considered. Obviously, you know, as we've talked about with other major league sports, there will not be, at least at the beginning, fans in the stands. But it is possible, I think, to see that, at least I can imagine that there will be some approval at some point for all of horse racing. But again, I'm going to leave that to the experts, particularly the doctors, to make sure that everybody can do it safely.
Okay.